Hello everyone. Just wanted to give a quick update on the laser that I've been working on. I've got the Sienci Labs laser connected to my long mill MK2. I'm running the SLB with a Pwn CNC spindle on connected through Modbus. Over the weekend I had a little bit of trouble trying to figure out the workflow, and I think I'm getting closer. I may have it all down, hopefully just to get a little bit of clarification on what I'm seeing. But let me flip over to from Chris's response. This is what I kind of cobbled together, and so I have the settings here, whether you've got the long mill or the SLB, what the function is and what the firmware setting would be. So at least from what it looked like on Chris's response, the original longboard only had firmware 30 and 31, which was either laser or spindle, and it was mostly handled through G-Sender. You set those in G-Sender and it will update everything for you. Whereas the SLB, there's a dedicated firmware setting for each one of these functions. So what I've done is I took my settings here. So 30 and 31 on my SLB, that is my spindle max, my spindle minimum. Right now, my laser mode is set to 0 because I'm still in spindle mode. My default spindle right now is MODVFD. My spindle 1 is SLB laser. Spindle 2, spindle 3 are disabled. It shows on 513 that the default should be 5. If I try to change that, I get an error about a unrecognized command, I believe it is. That's something for maybe the G-Sender side. But if I go back over to my settings, my laser max is 255, and that's still going by Scott's video. That is the same thing that's set in my S max, my S value in Lightburn. The minimal spindle or minimal laser power is 0. 741 is my X offset for my laser. On the MK2, the laser is directly in front of the spindle, so my X offset is 0. My Y offset, since it is in front, is negative 66.421, and that's based off of what I found on the resources page on Sienci Labs, and I can actually post that up in a little bit if I need to put a link out there. So let me flip over to the I'm back here in G-Sender, and I am set right now in spindle mode MODVFD, and I will kind of multicam this. And so you see it set up here now. That's my spindle, and then my laser is directly in front of that. So what I'm going to do is I can hit the clockwise motion, and my spindle is just arbitrarily set to 20,000 RPMs. So if I hit that, you'll hear my spindle pick up, and if you can see in the background, my VFD readout shows that I'm up to speed. And I'm right now at 0, 0. If you see, I'm at home position for my spindle, which means my bit is going to go right down on this very corner of this piece of metal that I've got here. When I change this now, so I'm going to change this to laser mode, and you'll see when I did that, the offset here jumped. So that offset that I had was negative 66.42. So that tells me that my laser is off the board. So now if I go to Y0, now you see that my laser is pointing directly at that spot. I'm still in MODVFD mode, but if I switch over to laser mode, and I will turn my laser driver on, and move this camera over here, and if I hit laser on, I'm going to burn that spot. I'll go ahead and turn that back off. So that everything worked fine there. And the issue that I was having before, let me go ahead and turn that off for now. Now the issue that I was having before was that I use workspace G54 for this spot since I have these steel pins in. And with the offset not working correctly, Lightburn, if I go into Lightburn and I'm going to save a G-code file, I've got my little file here that I want to burn. I've got all my settings, and going through Lightburn is a completely different video. It's a long process of different things to set. I will come back over here real quick. My S value max, where I got that from, was 255. So that corresponds to the firmware setting I had before. So if I go out and save this file out, and I'm just going to put, alright, that file's saved out there. And let me pull it up here. Okay, now this is the G code from my, let me flip back over to this screen. This is my G code, and you'll see it here, it puts a G54. That's something that Lightburn does. No way that I know to stop it. So that's why that offset was really necessary, is because it's going to go to workspace G54, and this is going to be your zeros. So now if I load this file up, and you'll see it's here, I will turn on my laser. You get our fancy glasses here, and flip over. And then I'm going to go ahead and start the job. And I probably don't really need that. And this is burning. And right now I have this set for 10%. Because I didn't really want to burn anything until I had a good test. But we'll let that, I'm going to go ahead and stop that here, because we know that that's done. And I'm going to move back. I'm going to flip back over to my split screen. And so now that I'm back, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this off so I can talk a little bit more. Now the issue that I still have to figure out is, now after I've done my laser, if I want to flip back to the spindle, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the spindle back, so that tells me that I'm at 66.42 in front. So I will go ahead and move back home. And I flip this over to MODVFD. Now what I would expect is to be able just to hit the clockwise and my spindle will start up again. And it currently does not. And I don't know if that's by design. If I flip to laser and then flip back, I couldn't really get that from Chris's post, if that's the issue that I was running into. But what I'll do is I'll go ahead and stop that. So I will turn off the SLB and I'll start it back up again. And then if I reconnect, I'm not going to worry about homing right now. And now I should be able to turn on my spindle. Now it seems like that you can flip from spindle to laser without rebooting, but you cannot go from laser to spindle without rebooting. And so I'm not sure if that's by design or if I'm doing something wrong. But as far as I know, everything's running great now. I don't have any other errors. I don't have any big major workflow problems. I don't have to go into firmware with the SLB and reset anything. It looks like to me that I've got it pretty much all figured out. That one rebooting the SLB going from laser to spindle is not a big deal because I have to shut everything off to remove the laser when I'm done lasering. That way I don't potentially have wood chips hitting up on the lens. So it's not a bad idea to do it anyway. I was just not curious if that's how it was by design or not. If you have any questions or anything, or if I'm doing something completely obvious, let me know. I will talk to you all later. Thanks.